9:23 here, Big 550 KTRS. Yesterday I went to the ball game and went down to Ballpark Village. Beautiful. Holy mackerel, it's beautiful. Walked in, didn't spend too much time there. Walked in, saw it. It looks great. Looks great from the stadium. You look out. I'm so glad you still have a view of the old courthouse. Still glad you have a view of the arch. Not that anybody was going to take away the view of the arch, but it looks fantastic. And the Budweiser Brew House looks great, and that Fox Sports Midwest thing is fantastic, and that Cardinal Nation with the seats sort of on the other side of the street there. I don't know how good those seats actually are, but it looks cool. Looks great. And I've got to just say this. I got to say it for all sorts of reasons. But for years, I've been complaining about the stripper mobile that would drive through downtown. Either the live stripper mobile where they reconditioned a van to have plexiglass to see strippers on a pole driving down the street so they'd have live dancers in outfits. And the sign would say, hey, come see the rest of us in East St. Louis. And so you take a 10-year-old kid to the game, and you're thinking to yourself, this is outrageous. And for years, I've complained to the city. I've talked to the Cardinals about it. What can the Cardinals do? What can the city do? It's terrible, right? And other people have commented to me that, boy, it really is kind of, I didn't know what you were talking about till I saw it. And then they have that giant billboard where the guy drives around, and the whole sole purpose of this guy is to get in the middle of traffic so that people can see his billboard, and the billboard says, come see the rest of me, and it's this scantily clad woman driving around downtown. It makes us look it's just embarrassing. So yesterday I go down to Ballpark Village, and look, 15 years ago, I had a meeting with Mark Lamping, when he first started this crazy idea of building a new stadium. And he told us about this idea for Ballpark Village. From day one, I've been a fan and a promoter and somebody who's been in the I've supported Ballpark Village in every form. When it was slow to be built, when it was Centene was involved, when Centene wasn't involved, when the crash and it's going to come around some point, whatever else, right? I've always been supportive of Ballpark Village. And I've always been supportive of downtown St. Louis. And quite frankly, you can't not like the St. Louis Cardinals. You have to respect the DeWitts in everything they've done, from the way they bought the team to the way they've run the team to the way they've grown the team. These are the glory days of a great franchise. And there are a lot of glory days, but there's no doubt that this is the apex of this franchise for lots of reasons. So yesterday I go down to the day game, and I walk into Ballpark Village, and I wasn't planning on staying. I just wanted to sort of see it. And I walked into this PBR bar. Have you seen this PBR bar? Which I thought it was Pabst Blue Ribbon Bar, which I didn't understand. I was like, well, I don't get them. Why are they? It's Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch isn't Pabst Blue Ribbon. Turns out that it stands for Professional Bull Riding Bar. It's a PBR. You walk into PBR, and you've got... I actually thought that the live strippers from the stripper mobile were hired to wear the same clothes at the PBR bar. So you've got these women who in tight little short shorts, in chaps, midriffs, tight outfits. Somebody said Hooters. They're not dressed as Hooters girls. No, they're shall we say, more scantily clad than Hooters girls.
It's more sexualized. There's no question about that.
No question.
Black leather.
No question. And so
if you're into that kind of thing.
And so through normal conversations, I've talked to 2 or 3 or maybe about 5 people now. And these 5 people have said to me, "Oh, I can't take my kids to that." So now you have a situation where the St. Louis Cardinals, who are family friendly, they let you bring in all sorts of food. They let you bring in the peanuts. They let you bring in this. They've got discounts. It's just all about the family. And in this brand new facility, they have a bar or a restaurant or some entertainment venue in which you feel filthy bringing your family into the area. I'm sorry. I know the Cardinals are part owner of this radio station. I know I've been supportive of Ballpark Village from the word go. I'm sorry, but that's inappropriate. And if I didn't say anything, I would consider myself a fraud. And if Bill DeWitt Jr. or Bill DeWitt the Triple or anybody else comes on the show or whatever else, I'm going to tell them the next time I see it. It's inappropriate. It's not right. I'm by certainly no means a prude. I've been to those strip clubs. I've been there at late night and early morning, and there's a time and place, not that I'm proud of everything I've done, but we're talking about your family. You go to a ballpark, it's baseball, it's apple pie, it's Americana, and hey, it's black leather and naked chaps. Woohoo! It's a bad note. It's just bad. It shouldn't be. I don't care if Cordish is involved. It's just they're open. Hey, coming next, Jamba Juice. Isn't Ted Drew's opening up a place over there as well? So you got Jamba Juice, you got Ted Drew's, you got the Budweiser Brew House, and you've got Cardinal Nation, and then you've got basically stripper chicks. It's just so you can take your family to anywhere in Ballpark Village except this little area where it's a little seedy. I mean, they have their own East St. Louis right in Ballpark Village. And I thought long and hard about saying this on the air. But the truth is, I've been complaining about those stripper mobiles and those stripper billboards driving around town. And it's terrible. And there's no difference between the women and the way they're dressed in that bar and the stripper mobile. The only thing missing in that bar is a stripper pole. That's it. Joe, line one, you're on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hello?
Hi, Joe, you're on the air.
Hey, I was calling, not every place downtown has to be family friendly. Would you take your kids into patios right before game day or right after game day? I would hope not.
I'd take my kids into patios before I take them into that Ballpark Village venue.
What I'm saying, though, is that not every place down there has to be family friendly.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right, Joe. And I would think that a venue run by the St. Louis Cardinals would be.
They have a dozen businesses in that place. You don't have to go to that one with your family. There's plenty of places to go. And there's plenty of places around the stadium where you wouldn't want to go with your kids anyway.
Yeah,
I've been
that's
to
exactly right.
Pre-games that,
yeah.
I'm not going to take my kid into patios or take them into some of these other bars to get.
What's so inappropriate about patios that's appropriate at, say, the Fox Sports Midwest bar?
I'm just saying that.
I'm missing something. What's so unfamily friendly at patios?
I probably wouldn't take my kids into the Fox Sports bar when everybody's pounding beers and getting rowdy.
Oh.
I would take them somewhere where it's probably a little different atmosphere.
Well, I think drinking is much more socially acceptable. You go into dinner and you have a glass of wine or a beer or whatever else. There are children in society that are allowed in restaurants and that serve alcohol.
Well, absolutely. You can
right. So I'm not calling for a Puritan view of things. I'm saying, have you been to this bar?
I've been to one in Kansas City, and I wouldn't take my kid there.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that you can't have that choice as a consumer to have an option that's an adult option.
And you know what?
An option that's
you're absolutely right, Rick. And I have every right.
It's Joe.
Thank you very much, Joe. I have every right to say that it's inappropriate inside a venue that is being run by the St. Louis Cardinals. It's just inappropriate. It's a mistake. Should they be vilified? Should they be tossed out? No. Are they still fine human beings? Yes. It's a mistake. and it's inappropriate, and I bet it doesn't go over very well. Yeah, it might be. I mean, really, it's really inappropriate. And I've heard from numerous people, moms, dads, people who have been like, it's a little. I don't know if I'd take my kids in there. You're gonna go to a game with your mom or your dad. Remember, over 50% of the people who buy tickets are women. So this isn't like a WWE venue where you're going to go and there's going to be 90% men. It does not jive with what the Cardinals have been promoting and have been creating and have been fostering for the 15 years that I've been following this team. 9:34 here, Big 550 KTRS.